Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the studio. Let's see, this is where we left off last time, I believe, and there we go. That's where we are now. Same kiln, just filled up, and still a bit warm, but I was just looking at the closed captioning. What in the world is going on? Is it picking up some of the, or the words in some of the songs? I don't know what's going on. Need to find my drink. So I have two kilns going right now. We've got our last bisque, and then which is the first firing for a lot of things, and then we have my little kiln rising in temperature. That's a glaze. So what I'm doing today is I'm glazing some more pieces that are going to be going to go in this big kiln when we swap it all out. Let's get some of this stuff out of here. Here's my sponge. It might be time for me to get a new red bucket, but anyway, happy Saturday, everybody. Good afternoon. Hope you're having a good day. So let me see one thing. I'm going to put the beer rack screen up for a second. Okay. Well, you can see what I'm doing. This is our solid black. And deciding what I'm going to do first over here. Oop, I'm going to try to knock things off the table. That's not what I think would probably be best. What color is this? These are gray. I need the things that need to be black. I'm going to do the black, and then I'll do the unicorn farts. Start with these guys. It's going to be black and purple. So these guys have already been fired once. They've been bisque fired, so the clay is no longer water soluble, but but it's still porous enough to be able to hold the glaze, or to have the glaze stick to the pot. I'm just going to glaze these like this because it the glaze dries a bit faster if you don't do it all in one dunk. We have a show next weekend. We'll be leaving next Thursday for a show. So I had a bit more time than I thought I would have, because a lot of the shows we do now are like 4 days, and we have to drive and then have a day to set up. But this is a 2-day show. It's a fiber festival up in Maryland. Now, something I will have to dunk is the yarn bowl. It's kind of hard to do that in 2 sections. And then I'm going to pick something here. I'll do this one. I'll grab a couple of plant pots to be this color too. And the color I'm talking about is going to be this one. You can kind of see it. It's going to be black and purple. That's what I'm working on right now. So it needs to be the black, which is what is in the bucket here. We might actually have some of the black and purple. Actually, I think that smaller mug, there's like the red and the 2 blue and the white one. I think that one is Arizona Sunrise. I think that's what it is. All right, let's get this out of here. Get a good grip on that. And this is like how I would dip a lot of things normally if I have a full bucket, but it also is just, this one will take a little bit longer to dry. But this is one of the yarn bowls. And this one is a little plant pot. It's one of the smaller plant pots we have. And these are going to be all different colors as well. And so I'm going to make one with this. I'll probably grab one of a different color or a different size. Do all these at the same time. That was You Make Me Want to Sprout. And I want to do like a different phrases in I don't want to have all the phrases to be all the same color. So there are 12 different phrases for the plant pots. This is a medium-sized one, and so I think we can do 12 different colors pretty easy. Sometimes I like it when they just say, you know, send me an assortment of colors. Especially when if it's a return customer, I enjoy that process. Sometimes if it's a new customer, I get a bit nervous because, like, sometimes I'll clarify. I'm like, I have things like pink, yellow, and orange. Do you want everything? Or do you just want, like, an assortment of 3 or 4 of bestsellers? And the plant pots like lend themselves very well to the brighter colors. Like it's like not everybody wants an orange pie plate, but you know, you can get away with an orange plant pot. Now these do come with plates, so as you can see they've got like holes on the bottom. Actually you can't, there we go. They've got holes on the bottom. Should I make any of these red and black? I don't know if I actually have made any of them red and black. I should, like the one that says please don't die, or not dead yet. That one should be red and black, shouldn't it? Decisions. Alright, I'm gonna do the other part of these guys. And then these will get a layer of the pink glaze on top of them, but over the black it turns purple. Alright, do I need to do any more of the plant pots? I've got the 3 different sizes. I think that's good. Now for some of these, this one is going to be blue and black, so I'm switching to a different color now. Even though we're starting with the same base glaze, like the colors I layer on top of this one are going to be different, so I need to put a little bit of a space between these two sections. It is a nice day here. We have, like I said, I've got 2 kilns going. So it's not uncomfortable back here, but it's, you know, it's warm. So I've got the back door open, so that's where the cats are. They may come back in every once in a while to check on me, but they are outside being wildcats. Ooh, this one did not get a bottom. Did not get any wax on it. Where did it go? I'll just swap it out. before I let either of the cats out, I had their made sure they had their air tags on, and I actually put a collar on Mir and made sure that he would just leave it alone. And for the most part, he did. There were some very humorous dances and jumps and head shakes while he got used to it, but he was all right. So everything here is going to be Starry Night, either because that's what has been ordered or because that's the kind of color I like to make it in. This time last week, me and Daniel were getting ready for a concert down in Nashville. We went and saw Cake last week. It was a wonderful concert, and so I've still got songs stuck in my head. Yeah, I'll leave it over here for now. Where's a knife? I've got a foreign object. There's something in there. There's like this little red spot. Red. It might just be like... There we go. It was just on the surface. Something that was like the red of rust. We found something in a pot. I'll show you the remnants of it, but there was something like in the base of a pot that was like a rectangular something or other that destroyed the pot. Some type of foreign object. Well, we can't figure out what it actually started out life as, but it was the same like orange rusty color. Like it was too big to be a staple. Spooky! Good afternoon, how are you? The kiln is cooling off. So that is the current view of the kiln. I opened it up and it was I don't know the exact temperature, but I cracked it open when it was like at 415 degrees. Like you know, like that much, just so I could see inside of it a little bit and give it a bit more airflow. And but I've got my other kiln going, and I can only have one on at the same time. So It's like I knew it was safe to open it up, but it is still not safe to start grabbing things with my bare hands. I'm gonna need the fuzzy gloves for this one, but the top layer, like you can tell the ring around that one mug is red. It's cooled off. It's probably down to at least 300 degrees on that top layer. Probably more on the top layer now that it's actually open, but when I opened it up, it was still toasty. Very toasty. So I'm just putting some glaze on some more mugs because there's no reason to hurt myself when I can't immediately fill it back up. Those are that is saved for times when I'm like rushing around and it's almost midnight and I've got to swap out the kiln, and so I open it up at like 400 and 450 and place everything on the ground because that's as far as I can get before my hands start burning, and then fill it back up. But the cats are outside being wild cats. I got my other air tag to work, so I put it on Mir, so I'll know where he goes off to. So today we're glazing mugs and yarn bowls and flower pots. So I was wondering and thinking about like all the colors I'm gonna make the plant pots. There's 12 different phrases, so I could do 12 different colors. And I don't know if I should do the red and black or not. Like, should I make the plant pots that say "Please don't die" or "Staying alive"? Should I make them red and black, the bloody, or should I not do that one? I've already done some of them in the fire and ice, the red and blue. You and Neil are hiding under the blankets. You know what? That sounds like a wonderful Saturday afternoon. So I know I'll be doing the black glaze, and then I'll get out the gray again. But I also think I need pink over here. No, yellow. Yellow and then blue. So we've got a few spaces available over there. I think this is one of the first ones I did. The significance of this is one of the first ones I did would be that it's like dried out the most. So the next one I'm going to do is it's one of the D20 mugs. So I want to make sure I get into all the nooks and crannies first. So I'm just kind of putting a thin layer in there, making sure I get inside like all the numbers before I dip this. Now this one I can set aside. It's going to be just solid black, so I won't have to do anything else to it. This is our DM mug. And Daniel always says we make this one black, solid black, just like their soul. But in reality, you can make it whatever color you want. I have made yellow, just like the one, you know, in the bottom corner. I've made bright yellow Dungeon Masters before, so. Keep going that way when there's nowhere to put all this, so it's gonna stay over here. It's a good time to stretch. I usually, I have more issues when I'm glazing than doing anything else in the studio because I'm gripping and holding and twisting and doing all the things that are not good for you. And I'll say not really the twisting, it's the gripping that gets uncomfortable. One thing in this kiln load is our Spaceballs the yarn bowl. So I'm excited to see that and take a picture of it. Because we are coming up on a very important holiday next week. Y'all know what it is, don't you? May the 4th be with you. Wonder Hamster. Good afternoon. Wonder Hamster, I saw an ad for something the other day and I forgot to ask you about it. Are we going to go watch the 20th anniversary of episode 3? Since it's being re-released into theaters for its 20th anniversary. Speaking of May the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day. We kind of have to, don't we? We were, since we were there watching the release of it 2 days before we got married. Am I still mad about that? I was actually trying to remember. That was like, we saw it in the IMAX, like, but was it like, we didn't have to wait in line because we had like pre-purchased tickets for a seat. I was trying to remember when, like, when it transitioned over from being like a waiting in line for fun versus waiting in line because you wanted to be able to get into the theater. We still couldn't pre-purchase them at that point, but there wasn't a long line. Oh yeah, no, I remember being pissed. Yes. Spook, aw. So what you're saying is you don't really want to recreate the experience 20 years later? All right, Wonder Hamster. We need to quit having these type of things happen on Saturdays. What happened? Was it one of the food serving places in the building? Did Mike set the building on fire? What? So are you outside? Has the building been evacuated? The building caught fire today. He's just going to drop that bomb and then leave. All right, I'm going to grab some of the plant pots that I also want to be the Starry Night. So are you saying the building really didn't catch fire? Yeah, that's one of your tricks, yeah. Nope. All right. Where is the gray? Don't worry, Wonder Hamster. I'm no longer pissed about that. I barely remember it. I mean, in 20 years, there's been a great deal more to be pissed about than just standing in line, you know. Well, hey, Minnie. Mm-hmm. Hey. Come on. Come on. You checking on me? Yeah. Nope. Okay. And there's Mir. I'm gonna go see what happened for them both to come inside like that all at once. I don't know, but it is much cooler outside than it is in here right now with 2 kilns running. Now this one I can dip. I know what I didn't do with I need to get the black glaze out after I do the gray ones, because I didn't do the sheep. Right, everything's fine. Calm down and smile more. Sure, you are trying to get in trouble. This glaze, this is the gray, so it actually looks similar to what it does in the bucket. And these specific phrases, I'm going to make the unicorn farts. This one says K2P2 for her pleasure. It's because K2P2 is the instructions for a ribbed stitch. I know, it must be a pretty day outside everywhere. Alright, I need to go get a yarn bowl and some plant pots. There's. I have found a way to wear my sandals again. I have gotten custom orthotics in the past year, which I love. They make my feet feel so much better. But the problem with custom orthotics is you can't really use them in sandals because they slide right out, right? So I've saw that you could put like Velcro on the bottom of them, attach them to your shoes, and you can still take them in and out. So I tried that today and it works. So I'm able to wear my sandals again. Sandals with arch support. Right, and this is the larger version. Is this a foreign object or just a blemish? It wasn't that deep, so it's all right. Hey, Lassa. Good afternoon. So the kiln is, or the camera is pointed at the kiln. And I will be doing a kiln opening once it cools down a little bit. It is still a bit toasty. So I'm glazing some pieces until I can get to it, until it can cool down a little bit. So this is one of our medium yarn bowls. Okay, those are the unicorn, and then I need to get one of the sheep over there too, but I'm going to do some of these in gray. This is going to be the Stormy Skies. Which is like the blue and gray. Forgot that I had the unicorn version of this one right here. So this is the tankard that is the unicorn farts, the blue and purple. And the gray on the bottom is what is in the bucket here. forgot to put wax on the bottom of this one. I have to put a new stamp on that one. That one's got wax on it. Alright, and then I'll get some flower pots, and maybe, I think I've got a yarn bowl in this color already. See, like with just making I'm making all the different colors of yarn bowls, and you never know what's going to be the most popular. So as soon as I say, I've got one, I don't need another, that'll be the first thing to sell. That's why I've got a variety of things. Some people like the brighter colors, some people like the more earthier, neutral colors. I have a D20 yarn bowl. What color should I make it? Should it be bright, or should it be like one of the more popular colors? Because part of me is like, let's make it yellow and pink so it'll stand out, and then, but part of me is like, you will never ever sell that. Because there is something to having like pieces that stand out, they get people attention, but at the same time I also want to sell them. People like fun colored dice. Yeah, so I have the Starry Night in a 8-inch yarn bowl, the large. So I'll have one of those, so I'm not going to make it Starry Night. I just don't know if I should make it cotton candy or not. Or unicorn. I could make it unicorn and glaze it right now. I need someone to make this decision for me. Because every color looks good. Celeste, hello! And welcome from Facebook. So I'm so methodical in the glazing. You see how the process can be efficient? Yeah. Say thank you for the tips and your time. You're very welcome. Now, I will say with using the tongs, I will have to go back in and like touch up the areas that touch the glaze tongs if they don't get covered by another layer of glaze. But with a piece this small, I'm gonna have to touch it up. Yeah, the actual application of glaze doesn't take that long. It's all the prep work before and after, making sure everything is ready and cleaned up properly. All right. Should I make the D20 unicorn farts? Should I? I kind of want to make it cotton candy. I want to make it pink. Should I? What other phrase yarn bowls do I have? I have one that says, will work for yarn. Go bold! Yeah, cotton candy. Sheep. Let's not forget our gray sheep. So how many sheep? I have 6 sheep. Want 2 of them to be white. And then debating on whether I should do 2 gray sheep. So this is going to be a little gray sheep, and after I get the body glazed, I'll add some black underglaze to his face. That will create a texture contrast because the black underglaze will be matte versus the shiny of the glaze. I'm sure that, like, I don't know the name of the breed, but there's like different breeds of sheep out there that have black faces versus white faces, and I don't know specifically about the gray one, but the very first time I ever made a gray sheep was for a custom order, and I still remember that the person had a gray sheep with a black face that they wanted to make a yarn bowl based on, and his name was Elliot, or her name was Elliot. I don't know how long sheep live, but I kind of doubt Elliot is with us anymore because that's been a while. But I also found out, someone told me like the white sheep with a black face are really cute, but they tend to be eating sheep rather than wool sheep. think I found that out when I asked someone one time, oh, why do you like one versus the other? They're like, that's why. Ah. Okay, put another layer on this section where I'm touching it up. Good save. You see that? No hands. Who says there's no sorcery in pottery? There we go. And so here we go. We have our little sheep, and then I'm gonna give him. Well, this one's he's gonna have underglaze on his face. But if it was one of the black or the white sheep, I would give him little blue eyes and then like pink rosy cheeks. Spook. Are you saying that you're only non-pink and purple dye? Because all of yours are pink and purple? That's yeah. You have a green dye that's a D10. All right. Before I put that up, before I forget, anything that needs to be unicorn farts needs a second layer of this on the rim. We want the gray to be thicker towards the top of the pot, so it will give us the color that we want, but I don't want to dip the whole thing twice because that would cause a very sad puddle of glaze to be in the bottom of my kiln. Dipping a pot like that always makes me a bit nervous because I really don't want to drop it. With the yarn bowl, at least I can have somewhere to like grip with a little bit. All right. Now we're momentarily done with the gray. So this is the celery. The color, this is by itself, it's celery, but it's the base of the treebeard color, which is that one right there. So a matte brownish green with a shiny blue on top. This one I always forget, because the other glazes don't smell. This one stinks to high heaven. Oh man. And I'm just stirring it up. I looked it up one time to try to figure out why some glazes stink more than others, and it's they say it's just because of the organic materials in the glazes. It's nothing bad. Neil has abandoned you. Well, at least now you're free to move if you so choose. I mean, she knows she has to let you up if you're gonna feed them. Cats understand these things sometimes. Well, as you can see, Spook, I am also unsupervised today. I don't have a great grip on this one. Another one with no wax on it. So, any of these have wax on them? All right, here we go. Hey, Minnie. She could just walk up and jump up on the table next to me here, but no, she's walking through the entire table that I've filled with freshly glazed pots. Because that is the only route. Come on. There she is. Oh, is the grate outside not as fun as you thought it would be? She is. She got stuff in your fur. Let's see if I want to do anything else in this color. Yep, I said I was unsupervised and she appears, right? She knows when she is needed. Now is a good time to swap out my water bucket because I'll probably be going to some lighter colors, with the exception of blue. But that's not too bad. I'll probably go and I'll probably do some orange and yellow, maybe. And my water bucket is very dark right now. I'm gonna try to get some of the sludge off the bottom because as I clean out my sponge and everything, some of the glaze particles, they settle to the bottom, so you've got this this goopy mess in here. If I'm just using one color, like if I'm using an entire glaze, doing an entire load of nothing but black, sometimes I will save that water bucket and when everything settles to the bottom, kind of pour the water out and reclaim that glaze. But when it's all mixed together like this, I just toss it. I have mixed all my glaze sludge together one time and did a test tile with it just to see what would happen. Neil came back. See, you need a snack so you can take another nap. But when I mixed everything together once, the glaze actually came out a dark green color. I was expecting kind of like a brownish black, but that's what it ended up being. Now I can't fill up this bucket too much because it's got a, it's like almost time for me to get a new bucket here, but it still holds some water. All right. I know I said I need blue, but I'm not sure where the blue is right now. There's yellow. There's both yellow and orange, so let's do that. Alright, here we go. Yellow. Now you can there's a yellow piece in there. You can see what color this is going to be. This is probably one of my favorites. Red Firebird, thank you for the follow. So this one is a custom order, and it's going to be pink over yellow, which I call the pink lemonade. So I've got that one, and then I want to do one of these, one of my curse word mugs, because I like doing these in all the different colors. So I'll do this one, and then I need to see which yarn bowls I have. I think I have a yellow and blue one, but not a yellow and purple one. I have done yellow and orange before. But this is how we add color to the pots. I'm gonna get some of the plant pots because I think a yellow plant pot is just perfect. Gotta see what I already have that's yellow though. I already have Talk Dirty to Me in the yellow and blue, and I have I Like Big Buds in the yellow and pink, so I don't need to get those phrases. Is that a medium-sized? All right, this one says, rooting for you. Yellow is another one of the colors that I have to like stop myself from making on a lot of things because it's just such a pretty color. Please Don't Die, which is what this one is, if I can find my camera. This is probably the most popular of all the plant pots. Please Don't Die, or the one that says Not Dead Yet. Those are usually the first ones to sell. I think that'll do it. I would like to make many more, but I'll stop there. I don't think anything else needs to be yellow. I do need something orange, though. And then pink. Just like the orange you see in the kiln right there. You know, I may have run myself out of table room. All right, I'm going to do this one. I have one in Sedona, so red and green. I have unicorn, and then we're going to do orange. We're going to make sure they all clash together. All right, and then I've got some of the plant pots to do as well. And I'll have to check before I do another yarn bowl. I think I've got a yarn bowl I think I've got one in the kiln that's orange and pink. Now this one is a custom order that needs to be tropical fruit. It says, meddle not in the affairs of dragons, for you are crunchy and taste good with ketchup. So I'll probably glaze a few things here in orange, and then we'll start to empty out this kiln because the camera is pointed at our kiln, the glaze kiln that's cooling down right now. I was letting it cool down because when I opened it up it was like at 415 degrees, and that's a little bit toasty. Here we go. And just so you'll know what I'm working on here, this is the orange. This is what it will look like, just like what's in the kiln there. But those pots I was just dipping, like they will be the pink over the orange, like this. That's the goal anyway, and hopefully without a chip in the bottom. That is the plan. All right, let's go over here and see how warm the kiln is. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna move something and make sure the camera is not frozen. Now I can't see exactly what temperature this is because the kiln is not powered up, because my other kiln is going, so because I can only have one going at a time. But I can get these out of here. Oh, what are you doing, buddy? Hey, why are you wet? What have you been doing? You don't expect something like cold and wet when a cat comes to rub up against you. Let's make sure that's working. Yes, it is. Yay. Minnie's like, leave me alone. I'm trying to take a nap. All right, so we have 10-ounce mugs and 20-ounce mugs in here. This is an Arizona Sunrise. This is one of the colors I was starting out the day with, the purple over black. This one is called Scrubland, the black and white. And this one has like a little bit of black on the top part there, and that's either like a fingerprint or something. Like, it doesn't really look like a fingerprint, it's more like a sponge brushed over that area that had black glaze on it. And sometimes, you know, it doesn't take that much at all to leave a mark. So I may try to refire that, because I don't really like the way that looks, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with the mug. But that's why sometimes I have to be really careful if I'm picking up something that's a darker color and then moving on to something that's a lighter color, like an orange or a yellow. I have to make sure I like dust off my hands, because I can leave darker fingerprints on the lighter pots. But these turned out good. We have some orange fuzzy ducks. We have some sweet pea. This is the green, blue, and purple that say bless your heart. This is the solid denim blue, the red and black, the bloody, and then this one is the portal color. This color was actually made for an order for like the Amazon Prime Twitch offices, which I think is pretty cool. They asked if I could make a color that was like the portal colors going from blue to orange. I'm like, I think I can. So that's why we call this portal. More yellow. So I can get these out of here without having to use fuzzy gloves. I'll have to check and see if I can do that with the shelves underneath as well, but it may be too warm for that. And then the swirly Starry Night. solid black looks good. All right, there are 4 layers in here. Let's see. All right, I think I can do this one. I gotta make sure there's nothing in my way. Had stuff sitting where that one needed to go. All right. I see a Spaceballs the Yarn Bowl and some bunnies. Okay. So these are warm, but I can not having to hold on to them for very long. So I got those out. Yeah, I need gloves for that. Because even if the air temperature of the kiln is at a reasonable temperature, like the stilts, the shelves, and the pots themselves, you know, they, by the very nature of ceramic and why we use it for things, is because it does retain heat. And so they're going to be warmer than the air temperature. Oh, good. I was like, is that a crack? No, it's just one of my hairs. Okay, we're good. Here we go. Spaceballs, the yarn bowl. Perfect. And then we have some bunnies. And then a yellow fuzzy duck. What next? What mugs do we have in here? This is a Fluff You Fluffin' Fluffer. This is one of our new favorite mugs. This is great. And this is another of the Arizona Sunrise pieces. This was one of the Star Wars Yarny crossovers. It says a long time ago in a yarn group far, far away. Because if you remember way back, when I first started streaming, I was only doing yarny things. And the only fandom things I had were ones that related to yarn. Ooh, look, curse words! We have a Sweet Pea D20. That one turned out good. And then this one I think is the green and red. Also turned out good. And we'll have some of the Starry Night going in. Here's another one. Another Fluff You Fluffin' Fluffer. And then more curse words. If I'm crocheting, we don't just do knitting. Here's one that says, "The yarn chooses the knitter." One for Akatar fans, Velaris, City of Starlight. Another Fluff You, and then a plain swirly Starry Night. And another Fluff You. I'm gonna check on chat and also get myself a drink. I'm glad Minnie's comfy. If I do this, like, it is certain that she will move. But here we go. There we go. We need a close-up of Minnie. All right. We've got 2 more layers in here, and so far, so good. All right, that one went well. I forget if you can see over here on this side, but I have, because this shelf was close to my thermocouple, which tells me what temperature the kiln is, like I can't have the shelf too close to that or it'll mess with it. So I have to have the shelf above it a little bit taller than it needs to be. So I have like a stilt and 2 stilts stacked on top of each other. And sometimes they, the little parts will stick to the shelf above it. So I've got to be careful when I pick those up. And I'm gonna just get this out of here so it doesn't fall over. We've got some tankards. Oh, instead of trying to balance it again, I'm just that one out of here. All right, what do we have? We have purple and blue and green and red. More curse words. We have another F off I'm crocheting, and this is the red, blue, and green. We have the just the red and blue, calling it fire and ice. And then we've got a couple of these. They this is the Hocus Pocus, the black over purple. And this one says, whips and chains excite me. Come on, you know, works in progress and chain stitches. And then more curse words. We have some more Star Wars themed crossovers. It says, may the fleece be with you. And here's our favorite. I know we've got a couple of these in here. I love a good fingering yarn. Here's another fluff you. That one will always make me smile. This one is a custom order because I normally make this one in just the solid black, but you can order anything in any color you want. So this is one of the 24-ounce tankards. This is sweet pea for a bard, and also sweet pea for the I love a good fingering yarn. All right, one more layer and another one where I have to be kind of careful getting this shelf out. So let's do this. I'm glad I did, because that was stuck. If you heard that, that was the sound of it falling to the floor. But rather that than onto a couple of pots. I see some solid purple. Oh, that turned out nice. These say, I have no shelf control. I based that off of a t-shirt that I saw that I would still like to have. But. And then more fuzzy ducks. This one is a glaze color that's not really listed as an official option, but it's what I normally do for the like the health mugs, like the health mana and stamina. It's white over pink, and someone requested it for their Mamaw mug. So I said, we'll do whatever we need to make Mamaw happy. This is the Scrubland color, the black and white. Minnie left. Here she is. She's back here next to me. So now we've just got a close-up of a cat hammock, a very sad cat hammock. But I've got some more tankards down here. These are the 24-ounce tankards. This one says, I knit so I don't kill people. And then we've got another Valaris. And then this one is, whoop, says the yarn chooses the knitter. Mugs are squeaking over here. And we got a few more. Here we go. This one is a travel mug. It says make it so. And then I've got the red and black swirly mug. This is the bloody glaze. That's what I was asking earlier. Should I make some plant pots in the bloody color? And then we've got a tankard for our Fluff You medallion. All right, that was a pretty good kiln load. If I do say so myself. Ooh. Now I can't find the edge of it. There we go. There we go. Let's put it back like it was. There we go. But it was getting warm over there. Shoo. So my next thing to do now, like the pieces that I've started glazing, they're not immediately ready to go back into the kiln. I have to let some of these dry out a bit more before I put another layer on, or some of these are going to need 2 more layers of glaze. So I can apply 1 layer and then let it dry for a little bit. Especially some of these very last ones that I did, like the yellow and the orange, like they've got to dry out a bit. Though I think I can put a layer of color on the ones that are going to be Starry Night. So I may do that real quick. The problem with applying the glaze color too fast to some of these is that the water in the glaze might not have anywhere to evaporate or soak into. So if you don't let the layers dry, the glaze dry between layers, then it'll just start to peel off. And then you've got to start over. But these, like, all I need is just a dip in the bucket. So there we go. I think we're still zoomed in a bit more, but it's all right. We saw some of the D20 mugs coming out of the kiln. Yeah. Alright, and then I've got to get over here to this side. I don't know if this bucket will actually roll. There we go. If it doesn't roll, just scooch it. and then the yarn bowls. Alright, and then I've got some of these gray ones over here that I think are dry enough. Now those will need another layer to get the look that I want. I've got a couple of the plant pots too. And this is one that like I can't dip too far down on the pot because it will run. All right, grip strength. All right, and the other things need to dry out a little bit more. So I have to decide what I want to put on the bottom layer in this kiln. What was on the bottom layer? We had purple and we had solid black. Had the pink and the white. Okay, I don't know if we had any. No, we did have some Starry Night. We had the tankards. We did have some on the bottom layer, so I think it'll be okay. Sometimes in the kilns that are this big, the top and the bottom layers and the center, like there's very, very slight differences in how things turn out based on where they are in the kiln, because in something this big, it's hard to regulate the temperature, you know, everywhere in the kiln, even though it's an electric kiln and it's much, much better than like a gas kiln. Still, you know, heat rises, so the bottom is always going to be a little bit cooler than the rest of the kiln, so sometimes I put pieces that can handle to be fired that low. So, but I think I could put the Starry Night down there. I may start loading up some of the Starry Night pieces, the most recent ones I just dipped. But guys, thank you for watching. I think this is a good stopping point because I do need to let some of these dry out before I can do anything else with them. So may just be a good stopping point for me. Just going to see who all's on this afternoon. Let's see. Lost Viking Metalworks is on. I was going to go see what they're working on. They're doing forge work. Teak, hello. You're here just in time for a raid out. We've gotten the kiln unloaded, and I'm going to work on some more things to put back into the kiln. But right now we're raiding out. We're going to go see what Lost Viking Metalworks is got going on today. We'll see what is on their anvil and in their tongs. So have a good rest of your weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by and saying hi and keeping me company while I got some work done today. I will see y'all later. Here we go.